Quarterfinal Euro predictions, guys. Let's get straight into it. First match starts with Spain versus Germany. Honestly, I think this is the most anticipated match of the Euros so far. For me, the Euros have been a bit lackluster. I think the players are, a bit down and out in terms of energy. They've been playing a lot of football this time around. And I feel like pre-season starting just now for some of the clubs. Some of the club players are returning to their respective clubs. And these players, obviously, as soon as they land, they're going to go play. But without further ado, my prediction for Spain versus Germany, guys. Spain is a top team right now. I did predict that I think they're going to make it to the final and win the Euros, in my opinion. They look like the sharpest team so far, and they look very energetic, especially looking at their forwards like Yamal and Nico Williams, guys. These guys are on fire. You know that graphic's coming up with both of them doing the dance, guys. But yeah, Morata actually doing quite well in terms of his link-up play, even though he might not be as involved in terms of goals and assists. He's doing a job up there and looking very mature. So definitely, yeah, Spain is one to look at. And one thing I must say is Cucurella, guys. I think he's been disrespected. I think he's one of the best fullbacks for the tournament so far, if not the best in my opinion. And yeah, he's been doing a job since the end of the season for Chelsea and carrying on his momentum with Spain. So respect him. Ruiz also in the midfield, underrated shout. Rodri, we all know how good he is. Carvajal being a veteran. Everyone's just top in this team, guys, and I have nothing bad to say about them, to be honest. I'm looking at Germany, for example. They're also quite a good team. I think the second best team after Spain, which is what makes this matchup so highly anticipated. We look at Germany. They've scored the most amount of goals in this tournament, if I'm not mistaken, up there with Spain as well. They scored 10 goals, not really necessarily led by Kai Havertz, who's had the second most amount of attempts after Cristiano Ronaldo, who I'll get to later, but still doing quite well overall. Needs to finish his dinner a bit better in my opinion, but yeah, he's quite a top player in this tournament. Looking at Musiala, guys, how could we forget this talent? I think he's got the most goals for Germany so far with 3, so you have to give it to him there as well. It's going to be top talent versus top talent, guys. I'm actually really anticipating this game with Musiala versus Yamal. We're going to see who's going to get it, guys. So honestly, for my prediction overall, I'm going to say Spain's going to take this one, man. I think it's going to be close, but I'm going to say 2-1 to Spain. Yeah, 2-1 to Spain. Portugal versus France, guys. This is also quite a highly anticipated match. It's quite interesting that both of these games are on the same day, and I promise you I'm not missing a minute of either one, guys. So getting straight into it, looking at Portugal, on paper, they're honestly one of the most balanced teams that I've seen in this tournament, but obviously paper versus reality is a different thing. I think as a coach, Roberto Martinez is holding them back a bit, just like I felt he did for Belgium. I mean, despite, having their golden generation and stuff, I honestly felt they were capable of a lot more under him, but they didn't reach those heights. So I think that's one of the factors that might let them down this tournament. But yeah, on paper, amazing team. Looking at, the midfield and attacking options, especially like Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, Paulinho, who has pretty much completed his move to Bayern Munich, by the way. Good shout there. I don't know why no Premier League teams are looking at this guy, but good luck to him going forward. And guys, we have to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. Your boy CR7, listen, respect to him, but I think he's falling off quite a bit. In the last game against Slovenia, where they narrowly won 3 penalties, thank goodness for Diogo Costa for that. Yeah, he was looking a bit off it. I feel like he's lost a lot of sharpness and he's trying a bit too hard to hold on to who he was previously and be that person. Like, his shots are overhit, there's a lot of power in them and desperation, and he just doesn't look the same anymore. Even in terms of his runs, they're just less sharp and he looks a lot less fox in the boxy. So yeah, I feel like if Portugal really want to progress, they have to do what they need to do and either calm Ronaldo down by telling him not to take all these damn set pieces, or to bench him. And I think they're better options in my opinion, looking at players like Diego Jota, one of my favorite Liverpool players, to be honest, and Gonçalo Ramos, who I think was quite good in the previous tournament, which I think was the World Cup. So yeah, those guys definitely deserve a shout, and Ronaldo is obviously needed for his leadership and needs to be in the squad for sure. But yeah, I think he needs to be taken off some of those duties, guys. You let me know what you think in the comments. Bernardo Silva, obviously great shout. Bruno Fernandes, everyone else doing quite well, but they're just missing that edge, guys, and this is what didn't do well, hold them back against Slovenia, in my opinion. So yeah, and speaking of Slovenia, I know they're out, but damn, Benjamin Šeško for that miss. Yeah, I'm glad he stayed at Leipzig and didn't come to Chelsea or Arsenal. It would have been fun if he went to Arsenal though, just to see them. Anyway, so looking at France, guys. France is also another underwhelming team in this tournament. They're not as strong as they usually are when they come into these international tournaments. Maybe our expectations of them are too high, but at the same time, everyone looks tired in this team, guys. I'm kind of surprised they haven't really started Giroud in a lot of these games. They won their last game against Belgium, which is no surprise, but very narrowly, 1-0, with a Kolomuani goal who came on for Marcus Thuram, which was a decent goal, bit of a deflection. Honestly, a bit of a wild game. They didn't really dominate that well, but hey, they did the job. There's a lot of standout players there, of course. You can't sleep on N'Golo Kante, who's had an amazing tournament so far, and I think is a shout for player of the tournament in my opinion. But yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. As my goal prediction goes, it's going to be tough, but I honestly think France have the quality. In terms of straight quality, they can take it. But if Portugal comes with a game plan, which I think Martinez is actually capable of, they can take it. But I'm going to have to go with my gut and say 2-1 to France on this one. Next game with England versus Switzerland, guys. I don't know what deal with the devil England sold to make it this far, as well as to get the kind of draws that they have been getting in this tournament so far. But man, are these guys lucky. I predicted they would win the last game and scrape through, which is exactly what happened, them winning 2-1. Jude Bellingham with a last-minute bicycle despite flopping the entire game, in my opinion. The PR is going through the roof currently. People are calling him Jude Ballon d'Or, but I'm calling this guy Jude Balluminati, guys. Honestly, he's one of the luckiest players out there right now. No doubt in terms of how good he can be, but oof, man, he's been like, how do you score a bicycle in the last minutes of the game, guys? I don't know who's writing this guy's script, but man, he's feeding off life at the moment. But you have to give it to him, guys. I don't know what Gareth Southgate's plan is for the next round, but Switzerland is not a joke. Looking at them, Xhaka is bossing the midfield. They're playing really good football. Looking at players like Vargas as well, scored an amazing goal in the last match against Italy to dump them out of a tournament. Poor display, by the way, by the defending champions. I honestly think this is where England's luck comes to an end. For my prediction, I'm actually going to say 2-0 to Switzerland on this one. I don't think England get a goal in this game. Their luck has kind of run out, but who knows, maybe Gareth Southgate might listen to the streets and actually play a decent, more balanced team instead of what he's been doing this whole time. Last but not least, with Netherlands versus Turkey, guys. Netherlands obviously having a great last game against Romania, with Gakpo getting onto the score sheet, becoming the top goal scorer, joined with Musiala on 3 goals. Playing an excellent tournament so far. This guy was balls out for his country, so I have to give it to him there. But honestly, Romania shouldn't have made it that far in the tournament in my opinion, but hey, Netherlands did what they had to do, got the goals and went through. So looking at this game against Turkey, man, looking at Turkey's last game, I think they did very well. I thought they were going to get dumped out against Austria. My prediction went straight down the tubes. So yeah, Turkey's been doing very well in my opinion. What that game showed me was that they knew how to take their chances quite well. They have some very good attacking talent. I'm looking at Arda Güler and Shana Haglu obviously didn't play that last game, but the fact that they can do what they do without their main creative outlets and their leader in that team is quite astounding, so I have to give it to them there. And that last minute save by their keeper, guys, which kept them in that game, literally the last second of that game, was actually astounding. So these guys showed me that they know how to manage a game, get a result, which is, I think, what wins tournaments, that maturity. And like, we don't have to score 5 goals to show how good we are. We can score 1, lock it down, pass the ball around, keep calm, be mature, and come out in the moments we have an opportunity to come out in. So I have to give it to them there. As for my score prediction overall, honestly, I'm going to go bold for this one. I'm going to say Turkey's going to win it, due to the fact that Netherlands has been conceding goals and they look a bit leaky. Turkey look a bit more organized in my opinion, and they're very passionate. I'm going to say they're going to win 2-1. Close, 2-1. And so guys, let me know your thoughts in this video. Be loud and vocal, subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff. Obviously you're sick of hearing it, so if you're sick of hearing it, then subscribe so you won't have to hear me say it all the time. You know what to do. Bluds Football, signing out.